you have a lot of different options. So you can barter skills, you can barter goods. It's not just those little trinkets and gadgets that you're trying to get rid of. Or that is a tough situation though for a lot of people because they aren't in the situation. Say like you are, or even me a little bit out here, kind of in between. What is like some of your advice as far as if they're on that end of the spectrum, whether that's first starting out or how to kind of elaborate on the whole spectrum thing that you were talking about, I suppose.
Okay, so I'm a firm believer that homesteading is the ultimate expression of preparedness. So every prepper that you start out as that person that looks at the gear and goes, oh, I got to buy that, and you start buying gear, and then you figure out the skills are better, and as a prepper you mature, and you become more and more concerned about things that are more long term and beneficial to you, and eventually you start thinking about raising your own food. You start with rabbits or something like that. So eventually you get to the point where you start homesteading. Not everybody's going to get there. Not everybody wants to be there. I get it. I completely understand. But and building community is the whole point of where you are in the spectrum. And it's like I said, it's going to look different for everybody. The hardest part of building a community is that first conversation with somebody. Bartering with somebody is a fantastic way to build relationships, right? Because you get to know somebody, and the more you barter with them, the more familiar you get with how they are and what they are. And it doesn't mean you got to be friends with somebody that you're bartering with, but you'd be surprised at how many how much like-minded thinking you can find with somebody. Mutual interest, mutual understanding about something, and it's so I can't even tell you how important it is to start building that community, and what a good tool bartering is to start doing it. Does that answer the question? I mean, I kind of got sidetracked there, but
yeah, and I didn't. I could have phrased it better because I asked you about 14 questions in one. But yeah, I mean, you did, because I wanted to elaborate a little bit on it, because there are people, some people just have no plans whatsoever to get into the homesteading thing, and that's fine. That's to each their own. And I think that as long as you're just doing something, and as long as you're paying attention, and as long as you have your head buried in the sand, I think you're at least in the game. Right. But I think, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, somebody in the chat made the comment that as preppers, that should be sort of an ongoing goal to get to the point. Maybe, like you were talking about, maybe some people, they don't want to get to the point where you are, or aren't going to be able to get to the point that you are. Like me, I'm like I said, I'm not the suburban, but I'm not out. I don't have the big setup like you have. Right. But that is a goal for Lisa and I to get. It's always a goal. Will we get there? I don't know, but we're going to try. And I think that's what preppers should be doing.